All right. In five, four, three, two, one.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another episode of the Fair Shake Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Fats, aka the Beast. I hope you enjoy this episode. Now on to the Chris.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Killer Ghost. This is gonna be our last E3 episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the last couple ones. And on to the next host.
Good morning, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Whatever time you guys are listening to this today. As Chris said, this concludes our E3 extravaganza. Now on to the show.
So we are gonna start with Square. The first
boy.
game is Guardians of the Galaxy. Fat, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
What do you think?
They're trying to do the same shit like the Avengers. I mean, it's a cool concept and everything, but pretty much the games are shitty. Like, if you're not playing cooperative with other people, the games are like they're boring.
Well,
They
that
lag.
but this one is actually a single player game, and you like with different buttons you could tell what to do. You could tell Drax what to do, Gamora, stuff like that.
Mm.
Nah, you're not interested.
They're trying too hard with these Marvel games. Honestly,
Steven?
He kind of took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, it does. I mean, it looked kind of neat, but again, it kind of had that Avengers-esque like look to it. Even though you said it's a single player experience, it's just I don't know. I see it looks more like Marvel cash grab. It doesn't look like it's a passion project like Marvel Spider-Man on PS4 or on the PlayStation platforms.
I think it's just like a group thing, like it's a group action hero thing. Because when it comes to like the single hero games, they're pretty good.
Pro? Anything Guardians?
So I just thought, to be honest, it was a DLC for that Marvel game, the Marvel Avengers game. And
Mhm.
then once I saw it, I think we was talking, we was playing. Well, you guys was playing Warzone when I joined in and I started watching it, and it didn't take my breath away. I just thought, like you guys said, it was just some mediocre. It feels like it's gonna be a mediocre experience. You understand? Jump from planet to planet, do whatever Guardians do, and that's it. Cash grab.
So I'm thinking I'm the only one here that actually kind of liked this. So I
Mhm.
kind of liked it.
Huh?
And to be honest, everything else from Square from here on is goes downhill. So let's keep going.
Not gonna talk about I'm here to kill chaos. So we're not gonna
Nah,
go
wait,
there.
wait, we're
Oh
going there. We're going there.
You
yeah,
said
I
that everything
forgot
else in
about
Square was
that.
bad. I'm like, okay, I
Oh,
gotta talk about
to me
this.
that was bad, but okay, let's go. Pixel remaster, Final Fantasy. Anybody hype about that?
Ports for original games on
Yeah,
Steam.
I'm fine with
Pretty
that.
cool,
To be
but
honest,
yeah.
Should have been happened in my
Yeah.
opinion, but okay. Um, is this Legend of Mana? Anybody interested?
another one like it's us, whatever.
Um, Avengers DLC,
That's what I
That
thought
Cosmic
Guardians
Cosmic
was.
Cube, Wasteland Patrol, and
Nope.
Black Panther.
No,
that
no.
game
Nothing.
Yeah,
that game
I'm
was
with
just
Steven on that.
it's too much.
Avengers.
Hitman Sniper for mobile. I like that. Looks cool. I
I'm
love
not interested in
Hitman.
mobile games. I mean, yeah, Hitman's cool, but I'm just not into
Near
mobile games.
Reincarnation. That's another mobile game. Nothing.
Mobile games.
War of Divisions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
It's another mobile. Well, it's an expansion for an already existing mobile.
Final Fantasy the First Soldier, the
The
Final
battle
Fantasy
royale,
7
Final
Battle
Fantasy.
Royale.
Oh my god, it looks ridiculous. That's all I have to say. It looks fun, but ridiculous.
Babylon's Fall.
That's a platinum game that they make like Bayonetta and they made Near Automata and Astral Chain, but I don't like how this one looks.
Pro. Babylon's Fall. Anything? No. Fat. I'm guessing nothing.
I don't even think I saw that one.
Yeah.
Near. What is this? Near Automata.
I feel like they're building
Oh no.
a fleshed out world to near. The first one was good, but I feel like they just really trying to build something there.
Another one I don't think anybody really cares about. Life is Strange Remastered Collection.
Nah.
No.
I think after that is what Steven said. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin.
Oh my god.
I'm
Did
gonna
you
kill
see-
chaos.
You seen how many times they did the counter for that?
Oh my god.
Did you see that, Fat? That
No.
guy? No? Okay.
So
Steven? Go ahead.
it's basically from what I've seen, from what it was rumored like a few weeks before it debuted. It's supposed to be a Souls-like Final Fantasy game. And the concept of it's actually kind of cool. And from what I read on Twitter from one of the people I follow, he said that the demo is actually very good and it's a very tight and polished product. And he's like, whoever put that trailer together should be ashamed, because it's actually a really good thing. That said, that trailer was fucking awful. That was
But
the
that's the
funniest
bad thing, because that's what everybody sees. So everybody's like, oh, it looks
Exactly, yeah.
shitty. And if
So-
you're saying the demo's cool,
Yeah, the demo's good, but people aren't gonna download the demo because there's just memeing about this, like, oh, I'm here to kill chaos, and I'm like,
They did a
And-
counter
Yes.
video about it, of how many times he says it,
oh Jesus Christ.
and it's, I think from the one I've seen so far, it's been 8, but I'm sure somebody has made it,
yeah,
further than
it's-
that.
It's just a meme.
And I read this too, that the game itself, you could actually choose difficulty in it. So I don't know how true to that, to Dark Souls they're trying to be, but the Dark Souls games I've played, you can't choose how hard you play the
Right.
game in.
And it makes sense because Final Fantasy is a really, really big brand. I'm not saying that the Souls games aren't, but they don't want to alienate their player base with difficulty. So it makes sense that they're gonna have you choose difficulty options. I actually have the demo downloaded on my PS5, and that's something I also want to check out. Hey, you know what? If it's fun, I'll let you guys know. I'm willing to give it its fair shake, but that trailer was pretty awful, but I do like laughing at it. It looks, honestly, graphically,
it looks
like
nice.
No, not,
I was gonna say, I think
looks like
I'm
a
gonna,
PS3 game.
bro. That's exactly what it looks
I
like
said,
to me.
where's the Switch port? This looks like it's running on a Switch. Like, where's the Switch port? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. It looked okay, like the fighting and stuff to me. I think personally, I think it's I don't know if it says Final Fantasy Origin, so maybe that's like a hint. But I'm thinking it's based off FF1,
it
because
is confirmed.
yeah, because Garland he's the final boss in
one.
Final
And
Fantasy
Chaos.
1.
Yeah,
So I'm just assuming that it's like a remake of that.
or a retelling. It'll probably be
Yeah,
like a retelling.
and I heard
or
that
something.
the characters are like, there's a class system too, like in Final Fantasy 1, like like red mage, white
Right.
I've
mage.
played a lot of Final Fantasy games. I think I've probably played them all, right? Even I have bought Type 0.
Mm.
And this is one of those Final Fantasy games where, like, I'm not sure yet how I feel, because I love the Souls games. I love Bloodborne. I love that type of game, and it does kind of fit in that world of fantasy and all that, hence the name. But I don't know, this one to me, I might be a pass on it, for me at least.
While we're talking about Souls, this isn't part of the Square Enix thing, but we have an even bigger elephant in the room that we have not brought up yet. I want to talk about Elden Ring.
From the last one, we should have spoke about it.
Yeah,
Elden
it's like-
Ring was when did
that
it
was in the
show?
Summer
What?
Games Fest. That
Oh,
wasn't part
Summer
of like
Games Fest.
E3. That was like right
Yeah, we could
before.
talk about that. Go ahead.
That was Jeff Keighley's presentation, and the two things that I really liked from there were Elden Ring and Tales of Arise. But this was Elden Ring's gameplay debut, and I'm not a big FromSoft person. I mean, I have Demon Souls, I have Bloodborne, but I'm not too huge on them. I'm trying to slowly get into Souls games. I suck at them. I'm not afraid to admit that, but they are cool. I watched the Elden Ring trailer, and it does look very nice. Like, people have been waiting 2 years for some gameplay, and I have people memeing about it. Oh, Elden Ring. I'm like, oh my gosh. But when they finally showed up, people were freaking out, losing their minds, and they have every right to, because that actually looks really good. And they have a solid release date, and there's a lot to be excited about here. It's
So
like,
one
hey.
thing I've read and heard about this is that the game itself, they kind of tweaked down the difficulty on this because they wanted for people to be accessible to the game. You
Mhm.
understand? And then so every time you beat a Souls game, you get a plus next to it, so it gets the game harder. So I think that's what they were going for with this one. So I'm happy to see that they did that.
Yeah.
That might be the first one I actually try.
What's going on, Fat? You don't seem like you care too much about Elden Ring.
Because it's like
Not really.
if you played
really.
the Star Wars game with Cal Kestis,
yeah,
right?
Fallen Order.
Essentially, that game was Dark Souls, but just really, really easy, really
Yeah.
easy.
It was. I played it. I actually like that one a lot, but I agree.
Tales of Arise, go ahead. Because I'm interested in this one too.
Yeah.
I really like how it looks.
I'm a huge Tales fan. I'm just gonna say that now. I'm a huge Tales fan, and there's been it's an action RPG series for people who don't know. And there was a big gap in between the last mainline one called Tales of Berseria. They're like anime action RPGs. And I think Berseria came out in Japan in 2016, came out over here 2017, and they had between 2016 and now, that's 5-year gap because they're having this issue where they were releasing games very, very frequently, very quickly. So now they're like, you know what, let's take a long break and make a really, really good game. And they've really overhauled things. And this is something that I think maybe all 4 of us here might be interested in. It looks fantastic. This is everything I wanted Tales to be. And I want that series to get out of the niche area and become as popular as Persona and Final Fantasy. I want it to stand up there with the greats. So
I have a question because I don't know. Is Eternal Sonata part of these games as well?
No.
But they're not even like the art direction is not the same. Something about it just reminds me every time. But this one looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Like it looks really good.
Yeah, I really like how this looks. The art, the art direction might be similar because I know Scarlet Nexus, that one game coming out next week, that has the same art, one of the same artists from the Tales of series. So there's a lot of that floating around. Like maybe one of the artists is a freelancer. But yeah, that one looks really good.
Yeah. This I can't wait to play.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dive into Nintendo now. The first thing was Kazuya.
Kazuya
and,
Mishima.
Smash.
Yeah, Kazuya Mishima and Smash. For me, I called it since Fighters Pass 1. I'm not even trying to gloat. I'm like, they're gonna put a Tekken character in there at some point. And I'm watching it, and he has Ganon and he throws him off. And I go, oh, there he is. Like, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know which one, because for people who don't know in Tekken, there's 3 main Mishimas. You have Jin, which is the son, Kazuya is the dad, and then
Heihachi.
Heihachi, the old man, that's the grandfather. And this time they picked Kazuya, which is cool because we need more like villain like characters in Smash.
And Heihachi is already part of PlayStation All Stars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then because they're over there, they have Raiden, so that's why Snake never went there.
Right.
And then, like you said, we need more villains to come.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say something. I remember I was listening to a podcast that you guys had done way long ago, and I remember something you specifically said, Derry, where it's like you're not really into Smash, but you like keeping up with the news just to listen to the salt of people like, oh, I'm mad that this character didn't come in. I look forward to that all the time. I'm on Twitter, people getting mad. Oh, who is this? I'm like, you've never played Tekken?
Just like what's it called? Sora. If Sora doesn't make it in, you know how many people are gonna cry.
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
But if he makes it in, you know how many people are gonna cry that there's another sword wielder in the game.
You can never
understand
people.
But this is not a. Listen, when it comes to Sora, it's a different aspect when it comes to like sword wielding, because he could absolutely do anything with the Keyblade. With most of these sword wielders, the sword stays in the hand. Like Sora could fucking throw the key at anybody and fucking appear on the other side and shit. Yeah, so it would be another sword wielder, but it would be fucking epic. Well, I would hope.
I'd like to see him.
From my understanding, we have one more slot left.
Yeah, one more character.
So that, in my opinion, is gonna be shown at the Game Awards this year. I think, because it kind of falls
It's
in line
gonna
with that time
be
frame.
Banjo. Isn't no Banjo's already in.
Banjo's
Banjo's already
in.
in.
I love
Yeah.
playing with him.
Trying to think who else. Rayman, maybe something like that.
He's
Maybe.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's
So
possible.
it has to be something that, you know.
It's not gonna be another fighting game, guy.
It's gonna be a Sheets character.
Oh,
Fat, what
man.
you think? Cause you're a Tekken head.
Oh, well, bro, the opening trailer where he threw Ganon off, bro.
Wasn't
so
that cool?
fire.
And then, like, he's throwing everyone else off. He threw Marv, he threw Captain Falcon, he threw Min Min. He had to kick her arm off. And
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm not
That was
gonna
such a
lie.
cool trailer.
It kind of makes me want to get back into it because I remember we used to go
Yeah.
hard on the Smash, yo.
Remember the game
Yeah.
nights?
And the game nights, what we used to go like, we used to have belts and everything. Like, oh, this is the champion, this is the tag champion.
If I were there, I would have kept it alive, man. I would have fought like hell. I'm like, we gotta
Bro,
keep.
I'm
I love
telling you,
Smash.
we used to play. I remember streaming and I forgot who it was with the Game and Watch. I hit him with the 9 and
Juju.
he died. Yep, he was tight. That
Oh,
was
man.
funny as hell. But
Definitely
yeah,
gotta get together for
he
some
looks
Smash.
beast. His combos.
His combos
his
are ridiculous.
His 10-hit combo? Oh my
It looks
god.
beast. He looks
Yeah.
beast.
With enough
Okay.
damage,
Yeah.
he's going.
Gotta show some
Um,
respect. for the-
I love Tekken. Honestly, Tekken is probably my favorite fighting game.
But one
ever.
thing that I have
Yeah.
to give to this guy for really he really takes their like character silhouettes and everything, and he really makes it fit into the Smash.
Oh,
world,
Sakurai?
in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
Sakurai.
yeah.
He really makes it fit, and I gotta give it to him. He did a great job with Steve from Minecraft.
Mm.
He did a great job with Banjo. I'm not too big on what's that game, Arms? That's
Yeah.
Arms. I'm not too big
Mhm.
on that, but I feel like he did a great job with those guys.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then my favorite villain of all time, no
Dude.
introduction,
Yeah.
Sephiroth was
I
just
s-
like done
yeah.
super
I
well.
screamed when I saw that. I watched it live. I was on a call with people. I got up. I was like, "What?" I've never reacted like that.
That's probably
Yeah.
the hypest one so
Yeah,
far.
I would never forget that for the rest of my life. That was
Until
ridiculous.
until Sora.
oh
That's
man.
if Sora comes out, that's gonna be the best one.
Now-
See, but the
now,
thing is, I'm
if
kind of
they do-
expecting
if
Sora.
they-
I didn't
if-
expect Sephiroth.
If I don't expect Sora, because Disney is fucking hard ass on that shit.
Oh yeah,
On
you're
the-
right.
So
But it's
honestly,
also gonna be the most hated, the most loved and most hated character.
Yeah,
it all
That's all
depends on
characters.
which Sora they use, though. Honestly,
give me two
do-
Sora or
do
three.
they
Oh
go?
my
Do they go
God.
Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora, where he's
Mm.
fucking basic as fuck? Does he
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
go
Hell no.
Kingdom 2 Sora,
I think
where
two,
you got all them fucking forms and shit?
two
Yeah.
Or
really
they go-
embodies it.
3
Two is the
Sora,
happy medium.
where you got the different type of Keyblade anime shit.
What if they use
Yeah.
the one that was on DS, the actual Nintendo system? What was it? 358.
358. He's not in that one. That's
That one,
Roxas' story.
that's-
Oh, what if it's not so? What if it's
What if it's
Roxas?
Roxas?
I'd be dumb tight.
I
Like
mean,
they show the
technically,
Keyblade fat
tech-
and you get hype. You're like, oh,
Technically.
technically you're playing with
And
Sora,
then they got
and
this
if you're
dumbass
playing with
hair
Sora, you're
like
playing with
this.
Roxas. So.
Yeah,
Nah,
Yep.
it's not the same. It's
you
not
be
the same.
tight,
It's not the
fat, if
same.
the Keyblade
Bro,
comes
I'll be
out.
fucking tight.
What if
Bro,
what if his
Keyblade comes out and
announcement-
I'm like, yo, I
Nah.
get dumb tight.
what if his
and then it's
his
fucking
announcement
Roxas.
is a popsicle stick? Is a popsicle?
Oh no!
And then it's fucking like Axel or some shit.
oh,
Axel's
Axel's
pretty-
memorized.
Axel's pretty fucking beast though.
What if it's
But if
Roxas,
it's-
bro?
Or what if
I'll
it's
be
just a
upset.
regular ass Heartless?
I mean, he put a fucking piranha plant in the game. Anything's possible.
Or what if
Yeah.
it's a Keyblade comes down and it's just your me with a Keyblade
Yo,
as a
or-
weapon?
You know what? I'll really be tight if the Keyblade comes down and it's actually Sora, but he's like an assist character.
Oh,
Aw,
that'd
That's the
You'd be
worst.
tight. be, you'd be tight.
Yeah.
So there's Guardians of the Galaxy for Switch, Worms
Yeah.
Rumble,
Mm.
Astra.
I've never been a fan or even entertained Worms. So
I wanted to not talk about
Astria
Worms.
Ascending. I don't know
I-
anybody.
Nah, I was gonna say real quick. I like how they did this presentation because they'll do like a big showing, like they did Kazuya, and then they had a bunch of small stuff, I'm like, okay, sure. And then they had another big thing, small stuff, big thing, small stuff, and that'll be really cool. So whenever you
Yeah,
get
I'm
around to them, Chris, yeah,
I'm
I
I'm
thought
a
that was really
fan
cool.
of how Nintendo and Xbox are doing it. Just show your games, don't talk a lot.
Yeah,
Show whatever games, and that's it. Like,
yeah.
and then you
Keep it
start off
quick.
with a big one and end with a big one.
Mhm.
That's what I like so
Mhm.
far. But yeah, next up is there's another small one, Astria Ascending, 2 Point Campus, which is something I'm kind of interested in, like
Mm.
that Sims kind of looking thing.
Yeah.
Super Monkey Ball Mania, Banana
Chris,
Mania.
we played
Yeah.
Super Monkey Ball.
So-
Yeah, I
kids.
remember.
Super Monkey Ball, I had on my GameCube and on my
Me too.
Dreamcast,
Us too. Yep.
right?
played
And
that?
it was something so like
I don't know why I liked
frustrating.
it as a
Yeah,
kid,
it was
but
something so frustrating but therapeutic about it, and exhilarating when you got through a level, like
Yeah.
passing through a little fucking tiny line, thin as a hair and shit. So I have no hate for that game.
You described it perfectly. Like I would think to myself like I fucking hate Super Monkey Ball, but I don't really hate Super Monkey Ball. Like I had fond memories because as you said,
Yeah.
when you got past it, in reality I was having fun. I was just really frustrated.
Fat, you played Super Monkey Ball when you was younger?
Never.
Yeah, you had a better childhood than me.
I think
Mario Party Superstars. This is
that's a big
do you
one.
know if it's
So-
I was gonna ask Steven, is it like DLC or something, or is it his own game?
New game. It's a new game using the Super Mario Party engine. And what they're doing is they're going back to legacy like maps, like from the
Mhm.
N64, and they're bringing them in HD.
So I'm an
And-
idiot for buying Super Mario Party, basically.
Yeah.
But you
Instead
wouldn't
of
have
buying
not known.
this.
I mean, that's a solid choice. Don't get me wrong, but no, Mario Party All Stars. Yeah, they're really emphasizing online play from the get go for everything, like button control, so that people on Switch Lite can play.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool because I was just playing Super Mario Party like a few years ago with some buds, and they're like, yeah, this is cool and all, but I really like the N64 maps and a lot of the N64 mini games. So
Yeah,
now
I
that caters to those people.
I love
So,
Mario Party. The
yeah.
last time I played was in, I think, Fast Game Night too. He was a little buzzed off the
And
vodka he put in the hookah, but
something that's
it was
huge.
fun.
I was gonna say something that's huge with this one specifically is, so as we know, in February, Super Mario Party got a full online update where you could play the whole game online. But this one's coming with online from the get-go, and I think that's a direct response from COVID. Like they're probably making this game, and like they're probably making this during the pandemic, and they're like, well, we can't sell Mario Party if it's local only, if we're supposed to social distance, right? So
Yeah.
I think that really impacted the decision, because in the past they were like, oh, we want Mario Party to be more like local. We want people to get together and have fun. And that's cool and all, but that's not always possible. And this pandemic definitely showed that. So I think even past pandemic, we're gonna have fun with Mario Party online. I think like even through stuff like this, we could just get together and have our mics in, our video, and just react to you. Oh, you stole my story, you asshole, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm looking forward to it.
And get
Great.
ready for the crybabies. My
Yeah.
internet connection. Ah.
Yeah.
Next is, I'm not a huge fan, but I know Steven is. I don't know about Pro. And I don't know about Fat. Metroid Dread. That's another big one.
I love
Yeah.
Metroidvania games.
That's the biggest announcement of E3 to me. I think that's the big boy.
And I loved
the big
how
boy.
straightforward he was. He was like, listen, we know you guys know that we're working on Metroid,
Yeah, I'm Prime
4,
4, yeah.
but we have this that's also in the works. And I was
Yeah.
just like, oh my God.
Yeah, blown away.
I love Metroid games. So
Mhm.
I'm not, and I love Castlevania games. So
Yeah.
I wasn't disappointed at all.
So something I wanted to tell you guys, as well as the viewers, why this game is so important is because Metroid Dread was in development like 15 years ago. You can find evidence of this online, as well as there's even evidence in an old game called Metroid Prime that came out back in 2002. If you scan some stuff, it'll say Project Dread is nearing the end of its completion. And it was rumored that it was going to be on the DS, but it didn't come out. It kept getting canceled. So they revived the project years later because there's a little developer interview where they said, back then we wanted to make it, but we couldn't exactly make it true to our vision because of the hardware limitations at the time. But now, they just 4 years ago they did the Samus Returns Metroid 2 remake on 3DS.
On the 3DS.
Yeah, and that's the team that's handling Metroid Dread. So they said, okay, you know what? We'll bring back this project, now with the Switch. I mean, that's not the strongest system in the world, but it's strong enough to, apparently get these guys to do what they want. Yeah. So that's why it's such a huge deal. It's the first 2D Metroid in almost 20 years, because Metroid Fusion came out in 2002, and Metroid games are hiddenly numbered. Like there's Metroid 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this one, it actually said in the trailer Metroid 5. So this is the next big one. So that's why it's a big deal. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's the biggest announcement to me.
I'm right there with you from Nintendo, especially that feeling. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I love games where not only am I getting to my objective, but I have that constant chase behind me. So I think that's why Resident Evil works for me, is that I like that there's something always chasing me, because if not, it'd be kind of boring. But whatever, it's neither here nor there. That's a topic for another time. Next, Chris.
Fat, my bad. Fat.
I've always wanted to get into those games, but never really got into them.
I say try it out.
Might be a good time.
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll let you know. I know I'm gonna be a little biased.
If you had honestly, if you still had a 3DS or a DS, I would recommend the one that Steven spoke about, because it's a really great game, and I think is a good entry for those who haven't or never played a Metroid game before.
Absolutely.
So, this is not a numbered one, you said, but you said something about it being. It's not 5. You said, is it, or is it 5?
I guess I'll explain it a little better now. So, so there's 4 mainline 2D Metroid games. So you have the original Metroid, and they remade that, and Game Boy Advance. That's Metroid Zero Mission. Then there's Metroid 2 Return of Samus on Game Boy, but they remade that to Samus Returns. Metroid 3, which is actually Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo, and then Metroid 4, which is Fusion. So they're not actually numbered on the title, but when you boot up the game, it'll actually say Metroid 2. Like if you play Super Metroid, if you boot up, it'll actually say Metroid 3 in the beginning. Okay. And then Fusion actually says Metroid 4. So in this trailer, they're kind of catering to fans that said Metroid 5. Like, holy shit, this is actually happening. We're finally getting a sequel to Fusion, like after Fusion's timeline and stuff.
So what's the other one they're working on? I'm
Prime
confused.
4.
Oh, Prime. Okay, yeah, Prime. There you go.
So Prime the Prime games are 3D. They're 3D first-person shooter adventures. And the Prime games, well, Prime 1, 2, and 3 take place between the original Metroid and Metroid 2. So you have Metroid, then Metroid Prime 1, 2, 3, then Metroid 2, then Super Metroid, and stuff like that. So it can be a little confusing to some people, but that's how it works.
So next up is Ubisoft's Just Dance 2022. Anybody?
Just saying.
You're a king?
Yeah. Nobody can fuck with me. Just Dance.
Okay. Oh, okay, you're king on the dance floor.
I'll let you win that, 'cause
I saw it personally a couple weeks ago, so I ain't. He got it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 10-minute mark.
We're gonna speed through this. Kakarot on the Switch. Anybody interested?
Like a fuzzy port of an already kind of game.
I'm right there with you.
I'm kind of beasting to play the DLC on PS5, but what's next? Oh, Mario Golf. That I want to get.
Yeah, it looks fun. I told myself it's something I'd want to play.
Mario Golf Super Rush.
Another game night game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks fun.
I enjoy the Mario Tennis game. It's not a bad game, but it's not a great game.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel like I'm gonna be with the golf game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
hopefully a little better.
I know somebody in my house is beasting for this game. Monster Hunter Stories 2. My little brother Jacob is beasting for this game. What do you guys?
My girlfriend, she's going nuts for this. But I like Monster Hunter Stories. So for people who don't know Stories, the Monster Hunter Stories games are like turn-based RPGs. Think more like creature collecting, like Pokemon and stuff. So you befriend the monsters, and you can perform attacks with them and stuff like that. And it kind of has a rock paper scissors um
Mechanic.
like mechanic, but there's more to that as well. They just showed off some gameplay, and they also announced that a demo is coming out on June 25th. That's next Friday as of this recording. I'm actually really stoked to check it out. I think it looks really good. I'm happy because the first game was cool, but it felt kind of bare bones. And this one is like, okay, they're putting all their eggs in a basket. They're going all out. They're thinking of every concept they can, and this one looks super polished already. So yeah, I'm honestly really excited for this one too. And I think if anyone who likes Pokemon and even Monster Hunter, or I think they
it's a
should check it
good.
out.
Yeah, I agree. Cause I like the first one, but I agree.
Yeah,
It was a little bare, but this one
Yeah.
looks really good.
hmm
Next up is WarioWare. Get It Together. Anybody interested in that?
Y'all never play WarioWare?
I played some games, some
Yeah.
WarioWare stuff.
So
They cool
it-
little mini games.
Yeah,
I wasn't happy with the game because Wario. I love the Super Wario games. I don't know if you guys ever played them on the Game Boys and the Game Boy Colors. Those are my favorite Wario's, and this one wasn't it for me.
that's fair. For me,
It's just
yeah.
it's just like a bunch of mini games. Go ahead, Steve. My bad.
so no, you're good. WarioWare was what came out like around the time the Game Boy Advance was popular, and they're not even mini games. They advertise them as micro games because they only last like 5 seconds, and they're like really bizarre games. And I actually had a lot of fun with them. And that series kind of went absent for a while. I think they made something else on Wii U called Game and Wario, but that was just really like bad to me. So to me, they're bringing this back. I like the stupid comical humor that like in that Wario universe. And I know it's not traditional like Wario Land stuff like Pro said, but I don't know. I have a soft spot for these games because they're really stupid, and just there's something you play when you just want to kill some time or have some fun. And this one has co-op too, so you play mini games together. So I don't know. Call me biased with Nintendo, but I'm pretty excited for this one. So I'll check it out.
Next up, I thought it was Persona 5 going to Switch because of the people with the masks and stuff and the no faces or whatever, but it's same developers, right? Shin Megami Tensei
Yeah.
5.
I'm getting that.
Okay.
So Shin Megami Tensei is actually the main like family of games. Like Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. So not a lot of people know that, but I wanted to let other people speak on this.
This looks cool. I like how it looks. I'm always a fan of RPG games. You can always get me with a good RPG.
I'm actually playing Final Fantasy X again. Call me a madman, but
Nah, I gotta play that one too. You're right.
I was just thinking about replaying it because Chris was just talking to me about it. I'm like, yeah.
the battle theme I can never get out of my head. I'm always
Ba, 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 ba,
all the
ba.
fucking time, man. I can't get that shit out of my head.
Yeah.
I just got to where they're talking about the summoners, Braska, Lord Braska, and him just killing Sin last 10 years ago. But
yeah,
Chris, next one because we have 5 minutes left.
Danganronpa.
I never played any of them, so
they're kind of like Phoenix Wright. They play like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. They're fun, but I can't get too much into it right now because we're short on time. We got some other big voices.
Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater.
So long for this game to come out, which I was surprised, because I heard about this game a few years ago, and I thought they just decided never to come out with them again because they were exclusive to PlayStation. But I think it'll be nice to see it on the Switch.
Yeah,
and I think that's Nintendo's big thing too, that they've been following through with having games on their console. So.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that really like it. I'm personally not interested in it, in the idea, but it's making a lot of people happy, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Tony Hawk going to Switch, Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yeah,
got it for the PlayStation.
Yeah, just a fuzzy Switch port.
Yeah. After that is Strange Brigade. It looks weird. Nobody cares.
I can't remember.
Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
So the first one I was gonna buy because I played a little bit of it and I never went back to it. And I kind of want to give it its fair shake because the second one kind of grasped my attention span for a little bit. So I'm willing to try it after I play the first one.
Yeah, first one's pretty damn good actually. It's actually really hard towards the end. It plays like XCOM, like a tactical RPG. So yeah.
Advance Wars 1 and 2. This is kind of up my alley. I like how
So I
this
played a lot of
looks.
this on the DS, and I had R4 emulators. I don't know if you guys remember those.
Oh yeah.
And I had most of them on. Well, I think it was only a few on them, so I had those games there. I like them.
Yeah, Fire
Yeah,
Emblem
this is cool.
developers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
I
into
love stuff
any
like that.
RPGs? Not your thing?
Nah,
Kingdom
he's an
Hearts.
RPG.
Kingdom
Yeah, that's
Hearts,
it.
action RPG. You would like Tales. I think you would like Tales of Arise. But let's see.
Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity expansion pass.
That's all
I'm
it
thinking
is.
about getting back into Hyrule Warriors. Like I bought
Never
it for the
played
first
any of
time
them.
for Wii U, and it was kind of dope. Honestly, like I don't think there was like a real story to it. Like you just go around fucking people up, but it was kind of dope.
It looks
I
like a good game to play when you're pissed off. Like you want to
Yeah.
kill a lot of
Yeah,
things.
just that.
2 minutes
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
and I like that there's so many characters from the from the games.
Yeah, it looks
the one
cool.
the definitive edition's a port on Switch. Oh, it's the same one from Wii U, but has more content. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely check it out.
And then we got Skyward Sword HD. Anybody
Yeah.
getting that? It's coming out soon.
Instant
That's
cop.
That's one I have never beaten before, so I'll probably.
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Yeah. July 16th,
Pro?
my man.
I'm getting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the story of all stories. That's the beginning
Yep,
of all
the
beginnings.
very beginning.
So
I'm actually playing all the HD, not
And
all the HD, all the 3D Zeldas leading up to it.
Where's
But
my
my
Twilight
favorite-
Princess?
but my favorite one still to this day is Wind Waker.
oh, Wind Waker.
I
I'm
love
about to
that
beat
game.
Wind Waker right after this presentation. I'm right at the final boss.
I need them to bring them all to Switch so I could cop.
Real quick, anybody getting the Game and Watch Legend of Zelda system?
Nah, I have them on my Switch. I mean, on my
I
Switch.
got
Yeah.
I got a system already.
Yeah, and then Breath of the Wild.
And then
sequel.
last but not least, Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever is
I was hyped over that.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy Breath of the Wild for the Switch now, and then finally beat it because
Oh
you
my
see-
god, it's so
Yeah.
good, bro.
Did you see
You
that they
never
gave him
beat it?
the? Yeah,
I had it for the Wii U, never finished it.
You gotta beat it, bro.
I love that
know.
game.
I know we got about a minute left. I was gonna say, did you see they gave Link the Anakin Skywalker treatment? Like he's got a little
Oh,
bit longer
yeah,
hair
with
now.
the-
he's got
long
a
hair now.
arm. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this. I don't know what's going on, but it looks really cool.
You
So,
said no arm.
no,
He
no arm
becomes
mechanical. Like his
Mhm.
arm is like
Caesar.
a mechanic in the game. Like, he's
Spoiler
smart or
alert.
Something.
Link
Oh, they
becomes
might've-
Ganon.
So
Yeah.
Fats, take it
Ooh.
away because we're literally under a minute.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. As always, thank you for your support. We always heartfelt about your support. Follow us on all social media platforms, along with all podcast platforms. And until next time, the Fair Shake Podcast signing off.
It left me on a fucking on a hill there.
It's
Saying
a
he's
Fair
gonna turn
Shake
it to Ganon.
Podcast. Sucker, sucker, sucker.